we have a very, I know, just got to plug it in. Sometimes the stupid answer is the best one.
Oh, good, man.
Yeah, we have a very intense setup in this house. I'm sitting in like a streaming slash podcasting slash self tape studio. And so there's a lot of technology and I don't know how to use any of it.
So they basically just throw you in there and said, figure it out.
Yeah, basically.
How are you,
I
man?
know.
How's everything?
Everything, you know, the world right now. Uh, I think everything is pretty good, all things considered. Yeah, it could be worse. The industry is just starting to open back up again. So I've been getting like auditions and self tapes, which just feels nice to be working again.
I was wondering that. Like, I mean, when it comes to being, an actor, like you got to rely around being around people. It's you got to be on set. You got to have people on the camera, off the camera, behind the scene. There's so many people involved in a production, and then for everything to shut down. I mean, that's got to be scary in a sense, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's hard because it is an industry that like really requires communication and in person. I mean, especially like within a scene, like you really got to like trust the people you're around because like you can't act from 6 feet apart and you can't act with PPE on and all that stuff. I haven't been back on a set, but I've heard from some friends who have, and they've described it as very weird and very different. So I'm kind of waiting and biding my time to hopefully things calm down a bit. Because you don't want to take the life out of a scene and acting by, with all that.
Are your auditions like this? Are you having to do them through Zoom, or is it like a you show up and get a COVID test and then do it in person, or what's that going to be like?
So it's actually all done by like self tapes right now. So I have like a little tripod that I put my phone on, and then I have a friend like zoom in and read the other lines, and then we submit it that way. And actually, I'll be honest, as somebody who is kind of an introvert, anyways, this has been like perfect for that. I'm like, wait, you tell me I get as many tries at nailing this audition as I want, and I don't have to do it in front of other people, which sometimes makes me nervous. So it's been great for that.
How are you gonna spend Christmas this year? I mean, are you doing a whole family thing? Are you guys gonna get online, or like what are the plans? I mean, we're a couple weeks away.
Oh man, I know. I've been doing I'm oddly in the Christmas spirit this year. I'm usually not, and I've been doing an advent calendar, and I keep seeing like the
Oh,
days, like
damn.
I know I keep seeing the days creep away, and I'm like it keeps getting closer and closer, and I still have not a ton of plans. I think uh I have a pretty small family, so if even if we did something, it would be like 4 people.
Oh,
It
okay.
wouldn't be like I have family in like Seattle and across the country, and so maybe like a Zoom thing for that. Um, but again, as an introvert, it's been great not having to see the whole family
You said
because Thanksgiving was nice and calm. I had like a turkey sandwich, relaxed.
a
Got a
turkey
couple phone
sandwich and some
calls.
chips.
Yeah, I know. Got a couple of phone calls. It was nice and easy.
You said you're not that into Christmas, which is surprising. I feel like that's a majority of like everybody's like favorite holiday. What is it about Christmas that isn't so like appealing to you?
Oh man, this is how I get people on the internet mad. You know what it is? It's this is how I get canceled. No, it's living in Los Angeles is just it doesn't feel very Christmassy. Um, like I grew up in a place called Phoenix City, Alabama, and it snowed there every year during Christmas, and so it was super great, like easy to be in the spirit. But like here, like what are you supposed to do? Like decorate a cactus like with ornaments and lights, like a Christmas cactus?
It's funny
That's actually
because
something people do here.
like what you're saying reminds me of Home Alone 2 when the family's gonna go to Florida and Kevin's so upset. He's like, "What are we gonna do? Decorate a palm tree or something like that?" It's like the same
Yeah.
thing. He's so furious. He wants to go where there's snow.
Yeah, yeah. And so I don't know, it's just hard to get in the spirit like in Los Angeles, especially because like I think that not that many people celebrate it here. Everyone's just so like busy running around that like it always is kind of like an afterthought. But I might see if I can like get away. I have a cabin up in the forest, and so I might secluded Christmas up there with some like hot chocolate. It snows up there, so that'll be nice to get in the spirit maybe.
I've always wanted to do that. Like really just get a cabin and just take it in. Like I've never done it before, but something about it just seems so peaceful and legit. Like I've thought about it, but I've never told anyone. And I kind of just want to do it by myself. Maybe not for
Yeah.
a long amount of time. I might go crazy, but for like, 2 to 3 days, really just get a cabin, go up there and just see what happens.
Yeah. See, here's it's really great for me because when I spend time alone, especially up there, I just come up with weird ideas for things to write. Like I'll come up with like that is a crazy project I want to write. But I also don't like too much. I don't like being like calm and relaxed all the time. It's why I don't like going on like to beaches and stuff. Like please kill me. So when it gets super snowy up there, I have a huge hill in my backyard and I will bombing that thing on all manners of different sleds. I'll be riding down on like a trash can lid. I'm gonna figure out how to go as fast and dangerous down this hill as possible.
It's crazy. Like you talk about being out there and kind of just to yourself and your mind going everywhere. I did an interview with this singer. Her name's Skylar Gray.
Okay.
And she said she was at one point, she was in LA and she felt like she was just getting just rejected and used and abused and couldn't stand it. So she went to Oregon, got a cabin by herself, and just spent time. And that was where she ended up coming up with the chorus for the Eminem and Rihanna song "Love the Way You Lie,"
Oh
which
no
is one of
way.
like Eminem's biggest songs ever. And obviously Rihanna and Eminem, that's just a crazy collab. But being alone in a cabin by herself, she was able to come up with that. Like, what do you think it is about just being to yourself, like just maybe because there's no distractions, that's why your mind is so just available?
Well, one, thank you for that because I know now what I'm gonna do for Christmas. I'm gonna become a ghostwriter for Eminem.
There you go, you're welcome.
I'm gonna lock myself up in my cabin and just write a bunch of rap songs and try to send it to Eminem and see how it goes. Yeah, I don't. I think it's a chance to like get away from like the distractions of life and stuff. Like it's really hard. Like I'm a creative person, but I get so focused on, like I've got dogs I've got to take care of. I've got bills and taxes and like paperwork and just life things like dentist, doctor's appointments. That it doesn't make you focus on like things that you're really truly passionate about. And when you're just out there where there's like nothing really to do, like I don't even have like Wi-Fi up there or like a television.
Oh
It's
wow.
a chance to just go up there and like think about what you want to do like with life and like how to get what you want out. So I think there's something to that.
Being that you're a creative, do you believe in writing stuff down? Like I'm the type, like every year I'll write down goals, and every time that I've done that, I always execute every single time. If I write it
Really?
down, it happens. If I don't, it might happen, it might not, but literally everything I've written down has happened. Are you the same? Do you write stuff down, or can you kind of just think about it and make it happen? Like, what's your
Well, one
process?
one congrats because I've had the exact opposite specifically this year.
Oh
Like
wow.
everything I wrote down, I was like, man, I wanted to like travel more. I
Nope.
wanted to spend more time socializing. None of
Nope.
that's come true. Uh, no, I definitely I'm a list maker. I write things down, and what I'm really into is I've got a whiteboard in my room, and I write the things I want to do on there because that makes it way more pressing in your mind. Because if you just like write something in your phone, like this is like what I want to do for the year, you're never going to go back and check that. You're going to forget about it. But if it's kind of like always there and in your face and like ever present and kind of forces you to work on it, specifically like if you can give yourself like really easy tasks. Like I want to, get in better shape. Like instead of saying that, I would just put like I want to hike once a week. So then I can like cross it off at the beginning of every week if I did that.
That makes sense.
That's kind of how I work.
Is it true you built a tiki bar in your backyard?
Yeah, you know what? And that was one of the things. That was one of the
You
things.
wrote that down?
Yeah, I did. I did because it was here's the thing. So I turned 21 in October of last year. And like I had never gone out before that, obviously. I could never have a fake ID or anything because of like who I am. Like somebody's gonna spot me and be like, wait, you're the kid from Modern Family, you're 12, get out of here.
Yeah.
So I never got to go out. And then and then I didn't get to go out because the show was still on, even when I turned 21. It ended in late February and then early March like all of Los Angeles shut down. And I had this moment, just be like, man, I'm never gonna get to go to like all these bars I wanted to go to. I'm just gonna build one and like see how it goes. I've never worked like any kind of manual labor in my life. I'm so clumsy. And somehow I was able to like construct this thing in my backyard. And it was cool because it was a moment of just like choosing to do something and then like actually seeing through on it, like doing it.
You were actually part of the building process?
Oh, I know I built the whole thing.
See, like we're complete opposites there. Cause I would tell people, like, I'd be like, dude, I just built this tiki bar in my backyard. And by saying that, that means I hired someone to do it. That's how I would do
Yeah.
it because I'm the worst when it comes to like manual labor. I don't know what's going on. So that's crazy. You actually built, I mean, how long did it take you?
It took me like 2 months, and I'll be completely honest. Like one of the things I've really messed up about this pandemic is I think everybody has wildly underestimating how long it would go. Like I remember starting this in April and be like, "Man, this is gonna be great." By 4th of July, I'm gonna be able to have people over to use
Yeah.
this tiki bar. And now it's like, now it's December, and like I'm like, maybe one day, like maybe next year, by December of next year, I'll be able to have a Christmas tiki party. See.
That'd be great. A Christmas tiki party. That just sounds cool.
That's what I did do for Halloween. I did dress up as a bartender and make cocktails. Or no, as a pirate bartender and then make cocktails.
People that
That's
have known you like since you were young, do they find it weird? Like you turn 21 and you have a whatever. I'm not sure what your go-to drink is, but whatever it is, you're sipping that. Do they look at you weird? Like, what are you doing? You're not, oh, wait, yeah, you are old enough now. Or is it just
yeah.
kind of like they cheer you on, like, get that?
Yeah. I think it's both. I get all kinds of different reactions from people. I think it's very similar to I don't know, everyone just feels kind of related to me. Because like they kind of grew like they watched me grow up or they were either like my age growing up with me. And so whenever people meet me, it's kind of like a oddly feels for them like a family reunion. Like they're just telling me they're like, this is so weird. But I've watched you grow up. And I'm like, okay. You and millions of other people around the
Yeah.
world got to see my awkward years broadcasted on television. So like it goes both ways. Where like at one point people are like, you're not old enough for that. And then like they think about it, they're like, oh, weird. And then they get hit with like oh, I'm old now. The guy from
I mean,
Modern
dude,
Family is drinking.
you Modern Family, one of the biggest shows like ever. So you're people see the name, they see you, they know you're associated with it. Is it hard to break that? Like in your mind, do you have this like ultimate role that you want to do to just show people like I'm more than that character? Or do you feel like you're already past it and people are kind of understand that it's done?
No, well, I got lucky in the fact that Modern Family went on so incredibly long that like I kind of got to get out of that like that pigeonhole. Like I feel like if you get dropped as like a young actor and your show ends and you're like 16, then you're trying to beat that. But if it goes on long enough that your character changes and you change, like people see you differently. Um, as far as that, yeah, I would love to do something completely different. I think my number one goal, if I'm being completely honest about being an actor, is just to become Keanu Reeves.
You want to be the new
Like
John Wick.
I don't want to win like an Oscar or anything. I don't want to like make somebody cry watching my performance. I don't care about stuff. I just want to like be in a fun action movies where I get to do stunts all the time.
Yeah, it's funny when you think about that. Like Keanu, everybody loves him. Like you don't really hear anyone be like, F that guy.
Yeah,
Like for the
no.
most part, it's just you hear he's in something, you want to see it because you're a fan of him.
Yeah, everyone just feels like they know Keanu Reeves and like we all kind of like are aware that like he isn't like the best like award-winning performing actor, but he is Keanu Reeves and nobody can quite do it like he is. Like John
100%.
Wick is such a crazy movie series, only Keanu Reeves could pull it off.
Yeah, yeah. I can't think of anybody else. I mean,
Like
it
if
wouldn't
you
even
put
make
like
sense.
if you put like a Vin Diesel or even like Dwayne the Rock Johnson, it would become a cheesy movie. But because it was like Keanu Reeves and he was able to pull off the pure anger of a man losing his dog.
Yeah,
Beautiful stuff.
I feel it, bro. I have two very masculine toy poodles. I would go the same way.
Do you really?
They're like my children, man. I get home and they go crazy. I pick them up and I like carry them like this and talk to them. It's weird, man.
That's awesome. I did not know that about you.
I want to close with something really important that I think a lot of people will benefit from hearing. I was reading this that my dude Sean sent it over. You wanted to be an ally for Black Lives Matter,
Yeah.
but it's like you didn't know what to do. It's like I want to be a part of this, but how can I be a white ally for Black Lives Matter? And you have so many people out here that probably feel the same. You know, whatever race you are, you're like, dude, I believe in the movement. I believe in what this stands for, and I want to do my part, but I want it to come across authentic and genuine. So talk to me a little bit about these feelings and what you did.
Yeah, I think there's so much in like the white community about like being scared about speaking up, even if you believe in like Black Lives Matter movement. People are worried that like it's not my place to speak up on, or like, how can I speak to these things I will never experience in my life? And like, that's kind of a dangerous trap because like, if you want to be a true ally, like you actually like, BLM needs, white people to take ownership and reach out to their friends and family and their followers and talk about this issue, and just spread coverage. And so I had this moment of kind of realizing, like, I've been really silent on this issue. I'm kind of bummed that I was silent, and unfortunately it took quarantine and like the whole world kind of sitting still for the first time ever to really be able to like witness and take in, what happened with George Floyd and his murder. And so it's unfortunate that it took so long for like the world to kind of really wake up. But I had this moment of just like, I want to do something. I've never really talked about it. What can I do? And so I opened up my platform and just like put out a post, and I was like, hey, if there's any, Black creators or artists or community leaders or organizers who want to use my platform to further their message, like my platform is yours. And through that, I got in touch with a lot of cool people. I did like an Instagram live with Aloe Black talking about racial justice. And one of the things I got to do was I got put in contact with this magazine called Subvert, and they're very cool. They only post and do articles about like the BIPOC community, the LGBT community, and indigenous people. And they're like, hey, do you want to write an op-ed? And I was like, I've never written anything like this and put it out, but I was like, I'm going to go for it. And I think it was called like 6 tips for being an ally. And it was just basically what I could come up with off the top of my head about people who felt in the same position. Like, I want to speak about this, but I don't want to speak over somebody. And I just want to support and make sure that I'm doing the best I can and joining them in this movement. And so I got to write it, and yeah, it was cool.
For people that want to
I'm
read it, man, where can they check it out again?
so yeah, it's called Subvert Magazines, SUBVRT. I think I also like posted. It might still be my link in bio for Instagram. I'm not really sure. I might repost it now after we're doing this interview. But yeah, it's just to feel like I'm doing something and I'm being a part of it. And yeah, uh, so definitely if you want to check that out. But there's also a ton of other great resources compiled by the Black Lives Matter movement and the Black community in general. So if you want to take a read of mine, also like go and follow and listen to people that I got to learn from as well.
I mean, I think that's the biggest thing, man. It's just about having a conversation. So many people are just like, I don't know, I don't want to say the wrong thing and offend somebody. It's not about offending somebody. If you don't know, at least if you speak out, you can then become educated.
That's
But
yeah,
being
yeah, and
silent, that is the worst thing. Like, we've got to continue the conversation so we can all learn.
yeah, that's exactly it. Like silence is like, being complicit in the whole thing. And that's, especially as we come around to like the holidays, it becomes a big thing because, you might be around your family. You might have that one family member who, like, whenever this issue comes up, like the whole room goes silent. This
Yeah.
is something that like a lot of organizers talk about, which is like, this is the time to speak, like get educated to know your facts so you can have that conversation with them, not to just go like scorched earth and be like, you're wrong. Like you're not, we can't save you, we can't pull you back, you can't become educated. It's to reach out to everybody because we need, everyone in this fight to learn, to grow, not just like, whatever side of the political spectrum you fall on. It's just, trying to make sure that everyone can learn because that's the only way we're going to grow and heal as a country.
100%. Guys, go if you have the time, go read it. I definitely think it's a good read and it's educational, and that's what we need right now. We need to learn. Damn it! So
It's
go
also
check
like
it
I
out.
tried to make it not preachy as possible. So
But that's the thing too. We were talking about that earlier. Like, I was reading this thing. I don't know if you saw that a couple of the people that have taken the coronavirus, the Pfizer vaccine or whatever,
mhm.
they for the people that have taken it got Bell's palsy.
Oh, okay.
And so they made a statement as to what happened. But dude, they use so many complex words back to back that I didn't understand. I don't even
Yeah.
understand the statement. And so it's the
Yeah,
same thing when it comes to like talking about, social and racial injustice. Like, it needs to be broken down in
that's
a way
right.
that everybody can understand what's going on.
Small words only. Don't worry, guys. Small words only.
I'm the type, I need pictures in the book, man.
We got some pictures in there for you too. Don't worry.
Is there anything final specific that you want to touch on that we haven't, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm since the show's ending, I'm just looking forward to creating more content that like everyone is able to see. I've been doing a lot of writing. Where actually my friend and I wrote an animated show, an adult
Oh, awesome.
animated comedy, kind of like the vein of Rick and Morty and those type of shows. And we're gonna be hopefully taking it out after the holidays. So, hopefully in the future you'll be able to see some like original content created by me and like looking forward to making you guys laugh. And um thanks for always supporting the show, whoever watched. And yeah, hope everyone's okay and safe and healthy and happy holidays and all that.
Dude, well, thank you so much for the time, man. I mean, you could be at the tiki bar serving drinks right now, but you're here with me.
Oh, I'm going there. And I've
There
had a
you
few
go.
before I came on. No, I'm kidding.
Nolan, thank you so much for the time, man. Happy holidays, and hopefully we can talk soon, man.
Happy holidays. Great talking to you.
Yep. Later, brother.